Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. Please move out from the other phone.
Okay. This is Patrick calling you from Solwezi.
Yes, please, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm going straight to the point, so that we give the chance the other to talk. Otherwise, for me, I'm just going straight to Nelly Mutti. Kuliwa mawa Nelly Mutti, iya parliament kwa lina wambia waliko. Then kwa wana wambia kesa. Secondly, badama MPs awa mu parliament, they appointed from the president yo. Bantu awa wasalide. So, wango kwa tata intimidate kama MPs, tafile kwa wino. Yo parliament, zete ya UPND yo. Bantu awa libonse. So, na wakensa mshakulanda. Thank you so much.
Natote, and thank you for being brief. Thank you. My arguments. Number one, our current government, one of the biggest problems that we have, which we are grappling with, it is a fundamental issue. A fundamental issue of our freedoms, our rights. That is the biggest issue. It is a big issue because, like I said in one of my presentations, that a state to be a state, it must be, it must be governed on the constitution that the people have chosen to govern them. It must be based on the constitution. It must be about the laws. It must be about giving people the freedoms. It must be about allowing people to express themselves. Now, these three things that I've mentioned are not being followed. Number one, the issue of the constitution. The constitution is suspended. The constitution is only working for those who are in government. The constitution is only working for those who support the UPND. Those who do not support the UPND, the constitution does not apply to them. President Hakainde Hichilema himself is in the forefront of, breaking the law. He breaks the law, President Hakainde Hichilema. One of the examples that I will give you is the recent, acquisition of, 51% in Mopani. You have seen, people showing that this should have gone to parliament. And in a country which is democratic, where the constitution is respected, the president would have consulted the members of parliament, because the members of parliament are the representatives of the people. But President Hakainde Hichilema is not following the law. He is not following the law. What he thinks, and what is, especially where he's getting something, he doesn't want to respect the law. They don't want to respect the law, even in other governance issues. Even in governance issues. Right now, we have been talking about the rundown or the compromise of the government institutions, such as parliament. Parliament, as we speak today, members of parliament walked out of a committee over the standing orders because the speaker unilaterally has introduced laws in parliament which are inimical to the members of parliament, which are taking away the rights of members of parliament. But speaker, and according to her, those laws are just supposed to be handed to the members of parliament. But you see, the way parliament operates, the standing orders are made by the members of parliament themselves. They are made by the members of parliament themselves. Standing orders are basically how are they going to conduct themselves in parliament. So there is no one person that should come and impose laws on the members of parliament. No, especially the speaker, because the speaker is just the umpire. Parliament is governed by the members of parliament. They are the ones that are supposed to set the rules. And those rules, then the speaker gets the rules to say, these are the rules that you have made. So this is what I'll be following. And as she is, presiding over the deliberations in parliament, she follows those laws, which were made by parliamentarians. That's why they have a committee on standing orders. Because that is the committee that is supposed to agree. And the standing orders is made of committees of members of parliament from both sides, the ruling and the opposition. They decide how they want to conduct themselves. They decide. Members of parliament, not the speaker. But look what has happened. It is the speaker, Nelly Mutti, who is now handing down, these are the rules that you are going to follow. It doesn't happen like that. Ever since Zambia was born, members of parliament are the ones that come up with the standing orders. They are the ones that prescribes the rules. And the speaker follows those rules as she is presiding or as he is presiding. But what we have now, Nelly Mutti, now Pangama laws, she has made Ama laws, and today the clerk was giving them to say these are the rules that you're supposed to follow. And the members of parliament walked out. They said, no, it is not supposed to be like that. We are supposed to agree, not to be told that these are the rules. So, and you may be a praise singer, but if this doesn't alarm you, then there is a problem with you. Then there is a problem with you because you are handing over your fundamental rights. You are handing over the fiber of our country to individuals simply because you love them. Simply because you think they are the best whatever. And you are just letting go. Even if you love Hakainde Hichilema, even if you love UPND, you should not allow them to do wrong things. what is happening at Parliament is wrong. The Speaker is not supposed to hand rules. This is how you're going to be behaving. No, she's not supposed to do that. And part of those rules, I haven't read everything, but I have heard here and there. I haven't read, not everything. I haven't even read anyway. I haven't read the standing orders which the Nelly Mutti is imposing on the members of Parliament. But one of those is that members of Parliament cannot get any part of the proceedings to use it outside Parliament. To use it outside Parliament. For example, a member of Parliament, you know, who is coming through from whatever constituency, people tell him to say, no, we want you to go to Parliament and we want you to go and debate on this issue. We want you to go and debate on this issue and we want you to take this position. So a member of Parliament, when he goes to Parliament, after debating, he would want to take that part where he deliberated or he debated on a particular issue. He would want to take it and take it to the people to say, look, you sent me to Parliament and you told me to go and say this. Here is the video. You can't do that. If you do that, you are in trouble. You cannot get any article from Parliament to go and show people or to share with anyone on any issue. She's saying no. And then the other issue, Parliament works on what we call lobbying. When there is any law that is being proposed, whoever is proposing that law has to lobby. He has to lobby. And so, most of the times what happens is that you get a part, or maybe it could be a part of a committee report or a debate, and you show to people to say, this is what I'm talking about. So you are lobbying. She's refusing that. Okay? Now, why is she refusing? She's refusing because these days, these videos which have been coming out of Parliament, they are embarrassing them. They are embarrassing Nelly Mutti na Chimoyo. They are being embarrassed because of the way they conduct themselves. And they have said no one should record anything from Parliament apart from the media, which is at Parliament, because at Parliament there is a media house. So only those people only that media house should be the only one to cover, because those are their people and those are going to be manipulated. But anybody else cannot. Now, this is our Parliament, which is supposed to be accessible to anyone, where we're supposed to follow everything. Why should Nelly Mutti try by all means to black out the National Assembly? Basically, what she's doing, she's trying to black it out so that we don't have the information. Now, that is the problem. Whenever you see that somebody is trying to cover up something, he's trying to black out whatever they are doing, just know that there's a problem. Why is Nelly Mutti wanting to cover, by all means wants to, you know, to condone Parliament from the rest of us, to a point whereby we cannot even discuss what is going on, because that's what it is going to. They don't want us to discuss. They want Moyo to do the rubbish that he does. They want Nelly Mutti to do all her biasness, you know, where she acts like she's a head girl from a primary school, not even at a secondary school. They want to cover that. They want to protect themselves. This, my brothers and sisters, it's wrong. You may support it because UPND is in power. Tomorrow there will be another party. And if you are agreeing to this nonsense, you will be in problems when another political party comes into power, because you will be looking for that kind of information, and that information will be closed up. And you would have been the one that would have passed the law, that would have supported the wrong things. So don't just be selfish to look at it to say, no, because UPND is in power. No, UPND will never be in power for forever. If anything, they are going, 2026 they are going. And you will go back to opposition, and these laws might come to bite you. So the issue of governance, I'm talking about that this government is a dictatorship. So on Parliament, we have these kind of things. The next thing, that's where we have problems. It's the taking away of rights of citizens, where, you know, the police are swinging on anyone or at anyone who opposes the government. This is a government whereby if you are negative, if you are against the government, you are sure that at one point or the other you'll be arrested. You'll be arrested. And when you are arrested, this time around, it is not about, no, I'm arrested and I'll go to court and I'll prove myself. No, it's not happening like that. This time around, if you speak against the government, you can be rest assured that even when you go to court, you're going to be sentenced, you're going to be convicted. You're going to be convicted. But those who are on the other side, those who are in the ruling party, they can break the law and no one will follow them. And we have examples for that. We have examples of the IG himself, Musamba. We have an example of the Secretary General of the UPND himself. And we have a number of other people, you know, Cornelius Mwetwa and other people, you know. But for people like Vakambwili, this one must go to jail. The one who sent Vakambwili, because he has revealed himself that he sent Vakambwili to do those tribal remarks. But the one who sent him, no, it's okay. The one who calls the other one Lucifer, no, it's okay. But Chilufya Tayali talks about how some people are being used, as Joseph idiots. That's hate speech. He must go to prison. This is very important. And as long as these things are not there, no matter how good the economy may be, it is not good. Our courts are compromised. Our judges are intimidated. Our judges are being fired like casual workers. Our magistrates are being transferred like they don't matter. It's at the whims of those in government. So, in terms of these things are very important. These things are very important. So, as you are celebrating debt restructuring, I am appealing to you to consider your fundamental rights, to consider preserving our country as it is, a democratic state. Because if you are going to celebrate restructuring, and you forget that you have a dictator in State House, you have a government that is taking away your rights, you will be sorry. Because at the end of the day, you will see nothing, you will not benefit anything, and you will not be talking about anything. So, please now, Papa, as you are celebrating this debt restructuring, consider this fact that, this government is a dictator government. Some of us, we are out here. I'm out here nothing but because of the dictatorship of Hakainde Hichilema. It is not my will that I should be out here. It is because this government is a dictatorship. And that's why I'm here. If only Hakainde Hichilema was a democratic leader, I would still be in my country and I would still be with my family. But the dictatorship of Hakainde Hichilema has made some of us to be running away. So that here we can be talking. If I were in my country, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to talk. I am here because I'm scared of being arrested. There I can't talk. The only way I can live in Zambia and live okay with my family is when I stop talking. If I want to talk, then I shouldn't be with my family. I should be in jail. And that's why I have refused to be gagged. That's why I'm here. And that's why I'm talking, because some of you were saying, you see your friends, you see the Nakaiza Zulu, they are not talking. Hey, Pamela Gombe, they are not talking. You are busy talking. I'm not going to keep quiet. I didn't come here for holiday. You have to get that into your heads.